Hello and welcome back to the Movie Attic. I'm Mike, and as I've said 6,432 times, this is the attic where I discuss and review movies, DVDs, Blu-rays, and 4Ks for all the nice people out there in YouTube land. Today's big feature film, or creature feature film, is literally the Snow Creature. This is from 1954. In glorious black and white, although on the case, and I don't know if you can see it that well, it actually says it's in color, which it is not. It's 72 minutes long. It's in the 1:37 to 1 aspect ratio, region A. It is one of the Vinegar Syndrome, which there's the disc. It has inside artwork. The artwork that I have on the outside currently was the reversible artwork, because the artwork on the inside now is the same as the cover, which they're very, very similar. I don't know why they didn't make it a lot different, and this just seems like a lot of yellow to me. But what do I know, as you know? It's in English. And if you grew up watching shows like In Search Of with Leonard Nimoy, or you like movies about the Loch Ness Monster, or Bigfoot, or Yeti, or Sasquatch, all this stuff, is right up my alley. So when I saw this was coming out and I have a lot of, well, not a lot, but about 6 or 7 of the Vinegar Syndrome Labs releases. Terranauts, Castle of Evil. I like those kind of movies that are in that category on Vinegar Syndrome. Of course, as I did just today, I always check them out the first of the month, because that's when they show their new pre-orders and all that stuff. And I like getting the limited edition slipcovers. This particular movie, and some of these Vinegar Syndrome Labs, it's not a big rush, because I think most of them still have their limited edition slipcovers. And the last I looked, this was still available. I think it's about $28. So I picked it up, of course, because I like this kind of movie. If you know the channel, which I'm sorry, I tell what the story's about poorly. Basically, the story is these two guys. One's, I think, a botanist, or studies plant life, and the other's a photographer. They're going to the Himalayas to check out plant life. They hire this team of indigenous people to, be their guides or whatever up the mountain. That's when things, well, that's not when things go terribly wrong, but they start climbing the mountain. The wife of one of these guides gets taken by the Yeti, or the Abominable Snowman. Then he wants to find this Yeti, but the two guys, the photographer and the botanist, don't want to do that. So then they basically kind of steal their ammunition and stuff, and shoot their radios so they can't contact anybody, and kind of force them to go along on this trip looking for the Yeti. Essentially, they find the Yeti, and I hope I'm not spoiling anything here. Then the two original guys get the guns back and everything, and then force these guides to take the Yeti back down the mountain alive. The botanist guy, he wants to display or study this creature while he's in this big refrigerator type thing. He escapes. Of course, this is a common trope with some of these movies. He escapes and starts wreaking havoc in the city. And that might be the quickest I've ever told one of these stories. I like the movie. I actually watched one of the special features talking about the movie, and the guy that they were interviewing or was, talking about the movie said that he thought it would have done a lot better if they would have actually put Yeti or Abominable Snowman in the title instead of the snow creature, because apparently, according to him, this was the first film about the Abominable Snowman. So why wouldn't you use that in the title? Who knows? And in that same section, or that same special feature, he talked about the director of the movie, which his name was, let's see here, I got here somewhere, W. Lee Wilder. And yes, he is the B-movie brother of Billy Wilder, who, of course, was way more famous. In fact, I'd never even heard of this other Wilder, and I didn't know Billy Wilder had a brother that was in films or in the film industry. So all that information was very cool. Like I say, it's in black and white, and if you know these old films, and anytime you have like multiple sources that you're getting the restoration from, and even if you don't, sometimes the film grain varies from scene to scene, which did in this movie, but overall looked very good. So there you have it. Yeah, I like the movie quite a bit. Like I say, I grew up watching, all these shows on TV about these creatures, Bigfoot and Loch Ness Monster. So it was something right up my alley as a kid. And, even shows like The $6 Million Man back in the 70s had, Bigfoot in it. And I think there was some other shows had Bigfoot as well. But like I say, this is still available with the limited slipcover edition. Surprisingly, this movie and another movie I got from Vinegar Syndrome, which will be in my haul video coming up sometime, I had them like the middle of January. They shipped very quick, so I was quite surprised. I had watched the movie approximately 3 times. Some of the weird things, and you could probably make a drinking game out of some of this stuff. There's a lot of shots of the Yeti coming out of the dark, and then I believe it's just that deal where you reverse the camera and then going back into the dark. And they must have done that at least a dozen times through the whole movie. Another thing I thought was weird was not weird, but the guy that's the photographer, whenever they're doing stuff, because a lot of this stuff they're trying to do secretly because these guides are kind of holding them hostage of sorts. They're trying to fix the radio and all this. So this photographer guy, every once in a while, he'll be like, oh, wait a minute. And then he'll pause for a while, and then it'll be like, oh, go ahead. And then it's like, oh, nothing really. But it seems like soon after that, something always happens. So I don't know how good of a lookout he was, per se. But if I was to rate this movie, it's a classic B movie, and the outfit is kind of just looked like a guy kind of wearing furry long johns. But it still didn't seem that bad to me. So if I was to rate the movie, boy, I don't know. Either 6.5 or 7 rolls of pink insulation out of 10. Maybe I'd go with 7. Like I said, I like the movie. Obviously, I watched it 3 times, and if I couldn't stand it, why would I watch it? But yeah, that's my rating, I guess, for the Snow Creature. Probably could have had a better title for it, but what are you gonna do? So, if you've seen that movie, or you have that edition, or it's probably streaming somewhere for free, although the video quality might be, a lot poorer than this. Of course, leave a comment down in that comment section. I'd love to discuss it. It definitely isn't the worst looking creature I've ever seen in one of these B movies. And like I say, this Wilder guy did a bunch of B movies, so I might check into his filmography. So I guess until next time, when I have a completely different movie in the attic, most likely I'm going to be doing some haul videos of what I got. I usually have 2 haul videos: Vinegar Syndrome, Deaf Crocodile, and Criterion, and then everything else. So until then, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye.